Hi there and welcome to Hyundai Power Products. My name is Adrian and today we're going to be looking at this Hyundai HYM3800E corded electric lawnmower. So we'll take the contents out of the box, lay them out on the table and you can see exactly what you get. So there's not a great deal of assembly to do with this mower. So first of all we have the grass collection bag. A little bit of assembly needed, we shall go through that at a later stage. So we have the main mower itself, which as you can see needs a bit of assembly to put the handles together. We shall go through that. And then we have this bag which has the fastenings for the upper and lower handles, some cable tidy clips, the user manual, and obviously it's all supplied in this little bag. Now I do recommend that you read the user manual thoroughly before use. So we have the upper handle here with the cable. I wrapped it around just to show you for convenience. And then we have the two bars here which are the lower handles. So the first thing we're going to do is to put the lower handles in position. So what I'll do is lay the upper handle over here out of the way temporarily, and that allows us to do the assembly on the lower handles. So to put the lower handles in position, it utilises this cam lock system, as you can see. And on the top here there are sets of graduated lines and an arrow. So we can bring the lower handle into position and there's an arrow here. I'll give you a close-up of that and show you how this cam lock is adjusted. So you can see there are three graduations here as a guide. I'll bring the handle around and you can see the arrow here. So approximately speaking, the arrow in the center position would be for somebody of average height. You could put it to this side or even lower if you wish, if you were a shorter stature person. Or if you're particularly tall, to make it more comfortable for yourself, you can raise the height of the handles by rotating in this direction. So now we'll move on to the cam lock. So this cam lock lever provides adjustment for the tension on this lower handle. So if I set it on the central position, so that arrow is lining up with the central slot, I'll just loosen this off. When I lock the cam lock, as you can see, it's not locked. So a little adjustment is needed. Now you'll see on the cam lock that the pin, we have one part that's close to the unit and one part that's further away. So this would be the lock position. So that's a little loose. So I'll just wind it in a couple of turns. Now try, and as you can see, it needs a bit more. Wind round again. Still a little loose. Loosen the cam lock off. One more rotation in a clockwise orientation, and there we are. That's the handle locked firmly in place, and as you can see, that's securely locked. Do not screw this handle all the way in an attempt to lock the handle. If you do this, it will lock up on the nut in the rear and basically all adjustment will be lost and it won't work. So adjust it to the correct position, push the cam lock in against the handle, and that's it. That's the lower handle, and as you can see in this case, I put it in the average height position. So I'll just repeat the operation on the other side now. A little bit tighter, in the same height in relation to the arrows and the graduations so that the handles are in an equal plane. Now we can move on to fit the upper handle. So at this point I need to go into the bag, the fittings, remove the fittings and we'll fit the upper handle. So there are four components on either side when assembling the upper and lower handles. We have the cam lock, and you can see the difference, the offset of the pin now. So this will be the locked position. That has the integral screw. We have this spacer which has a curve on one side and a step on the other, a plane washer and a thumb wheel. So the first part of the assembly is to ensure that we put the stepped side on the screw towards the cam lock. Now that's ready for assembly of the upper and lower handles. So as you can see, we've got the two handles in line. We've locked them onto the lower mower in equal angles. I can take the upper handle. Now at this point I need to make sure that the red button is facing forwards towards the front of the mower in this orientation, as opposed to back to front this way. So this way round, and the object is to line up the holes in the upper and lower handle, and I can just place the two cam locks in position As you saw me do earlier on, the cam lock's correctly assembled. I can't see round there. Let me just come around the corner. And I can let that handle now lower down, ready to fit the washer and the thumb wheel on the inside. So as you can see, I've got the cam lock, the spacer the correct way round, from the outside of the mower through the two tubes to the inside. So the next step in the procedure, fit the washer and just fit the little thumb wheel loosely for now. And I'll do exactly the same on the other side. So now I can raise the handle up into the operating position. I can see that it's sloppy at the moment, and I'll just do up that inner thumb wheel. I'll do the same on this side, and we've got the cams in the locked position. Ideally you want these facing downwards. I'll just tighten, no need to go silly on this, with those hand wheels, and that's the handle locked into position. When I want to stow it, I can just undo that cam lock, and it's ready to stow. Bring it back into position and lock the two handles. Every now and again you may want to just tighten up the inner thumb wheels just to make sure they don't vibrate off during use. So also in the bag you'll see these two little cable tidying clips. I can take the cable, just put the clip on, just to keep it out of the way and safe. I'll put one there, one somewhere down towards the bottom of the cable, and that will keep the cable out of the way of the grass bag during use. So you'll see this protrusion on the back of the handles, and that's a cable strain reliever. So if you just take a piece of the cable, just enough, maybe 6 inches out from the box, squeeze a little loop in it, pass it up through the hole, back over and hook it onto that loop. And if the cable gets caught or yanked, at least it's not going to pull the cable out of the mower, causing damage. So that's the cable strain reliever. So there we are. If the cable gets yanked, all the load is on this loop and not on the connection of the control panel. So there's a little bit of assembly needed on the grass bag, but it's very simple. I shall go through that next. You'll see on the outer edges we have these plastic channels here, and they clip over the support bars on the outer sides. So there's one on the left and one on the right. So that's the left hand one done. I'll do the right off camera. So exactly the same principle, probably easier for me to turn it over at this point, and I can hook on the main lower part onto the lower bar. Just pull that forward a little. Apologise if I'm getting in the way slightly here. There we are. And that's clicked into place. And that's the grass bag ready to go. So this particular mower happens to be one of my demonstrator models, but you will notice if you lift the rear flap, this is before we fit the grass bag, you can see this mower's been used, that it does have, when it arrives to you, the mulching plug fitted. With this plug fitted, obviously there's nowhere for the grass to go, and it won't collect the grass. It's mulching mode. So to remove the mulching plug, simply grab the handle, pull it backwards, and the mulching plug can be removed. This will be the point at which we can fit the grass bag. So to refit the mulching plug, we can simply lift up the flap, refit the mulching plug into position, it clicks into locate, and that's how to fit the mulching plug. So with the mulching plug removed, we can now fit the grass bag. You'll see either side on the mower are these hooks here, the black hooks, and equally we have the hooks on the basket. We simply lift up the flap, hook the basket on, lower the flap, and that's it, that's the basket fitted. So your mower does have this single point height adjuster, and it's basically like a gated lever here. As you can see, it's in the middle slot. This would be the middle height, but I push it in, push it fully forward, and that would provide the highest cutting height, number 5, and then obviously 4, 3, 2 and 1, the minimum height setting. I'll just leave it on the middle height setting for now. As you can see, the distance from the deck to the ground, or the surface that you're mowing, varies depending on the height of the lever. So that's the lowest setting, right up to the highest setting. So I've plugged the mower into a suitable 13 amp outlet, and you will see if I pull either the left or the right handle, nothing happens. To start the mower we need to push the red button and then pull either one of the handles. So I push the red button and the mower will start. Once I've pulled the handle and started the mower, I can release the red button. When I release the handle, the mower will stop, and it will not start again unless I push the red button while starting. And equally, you can use either handle. So that's the handlebar controls of the mower. Well, there we are. That's the assembly and controls on your HYM3800E Hyundai lawnmower. Well, I do hope you found this demonstration useful. For more information on this or any of our other products, visit www.hyundaipowerproducts.co.uk. I've been Adrian, and thank you for watching.